Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, it's Top 5 Favorite Decks Day. Top 5 Favorite Decks Day. Top 5 Favorite Decks Day. Yeah, it's the first of the month, so what we do is we take a look back at all the decks that we played during the last month, pick our top 5 favorites, and play them again in a showcase for you today. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, and if history had gone slightly differently, I'd be the current reigning sovereign of the Austria-Hungarian Empire, Dr. Yukon Sucket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Sucket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and it's top 5 favorite decks day. So I like to put out, showcases of decks. This is the first one I've ever done back in, a couple years ago, year and a half ago, which is about what are my favorite decks. So what we're doing is I'm looking back at the decks I played in April, and I picked out the top 5, the ones I enjoyed playing the best. So that's it, giving credit where credit's due. Well, the thing is that, did I play your deck? Is your deck make my list? If you did, then congratulations. You're an awesome deck builder, and I really appreciate it. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to take each deck out for a spin, and we'll talk a little bit about how each deck works and what was great about it. All right, so before we go and do that, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrel, who dwells within the dark chambers of our hearts, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. And now, the first deck. All right, playing against Retnoblast. Keep. For being a flying deck, this always comes out early, and it's not flying. You, my friend, do have flying, so congratulations. You get to kill yourself a Skull Dweller. Your choice, Sir Jerk a lot. All right, come on, man. There's 2 choices. Mostly I just got to get that first piece of poison on there so the proliferates can do their thing. All right, let's get that up to 3. We got 3 mana. We need to get up to 4 so we can get the Blood Purveyor. Nothing to do with Toxic. Let's see if he's willing to pass it up. Nope. He'll take it. Yeah, that's bad. Taking my card, Super Sucker. Let me get to the end of the turn, right? Pay 5 life. Let's get that blood pumping. Here we go. 5. Braska can definitely help. We only do 1 a turn, though, is the problem. He's going to give it up. Wait till his turn to put out the pod, baby. What does this thing even do at this point? Playing it from the graveyard, huh? Well, that is not great. Let's get you out of the way. All right, go get him, my little toxic friends. You need to kill one. Six. Doing what we got to do. Here we go. And 7. All right, provided you only get one guy out, we can kill him next turn. What is that? Vraska yourself? Good job for you. I don't think you got it, man. You can take care of one of mine, but I can do 2 more and then peripherate with Vraska. It's time for you to pee your pants. Oh. There we go. There's the pee pants. Victory! All right, so we were Toxic Black Flying. What a boring name, but still, I think I came up with it. I think this is my deck, and I like it. I liked it a lot. You know what I like about it? I like the fact that it's like an aggro black deck, which I always appreciate a good aggro deck. I appreciate the fact that it's actually going after toxic, you know, going for poison counters rather than after life. People can't heal themselves up. I like the fact that there's evasion, and that if things start to get a little bad, we still got some big dudes. In the case of the Blood Vial Purveyor and the Bloodletter of Alcatraz, that either, you know, act as diversions or act as big dudes that just beat people down. Other than that, we're playing with a great assortment of, you know, black, what am I trying to say, proliferate and poison things. Chimmel, of course, is fantastic in this deck if we can just get up to 6 mana, which usually works out pretty well. So, yeah, I like the balance. I like the amount of creature control. We can take out the individuals. Plus, you got a board wipe with Deadly Cover-Up. So there's a good amount of control. There's a good amount of aggro. And there's just a few tricks you can play with multiple paths of victory. It's a nice balanced deck. It's not super competitive, but it's definitely one of the kinds of decks I liked a lot for all of the different aspects of what it has going on. So anyways, for those various reasons, because it's got a lot going on and there's a lot you could do with it, that's what makes it one of my favorite decks of April 2024. Playing against Killer B, number 3. We're coming at the slow. All right, let's Topiary Stomp. Got plenty of white. Let's just go green. All right, that lockdown's looking really good. Maybe I should just wipe the board. Yes, that would have been good. Hold off. Here's number 5. No, oh, we can't do that one yet. All right, so my hope here is just pretty much, yeah, kill all of his guys here in a second. All right, we're going for death. Gone. Let's glimpse the core a little bit. It's a beautiful core. All totally green and lush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, if we just had those topiary stompers, it'd be a beautiful day. Let's go do something boring. Just because you had to put out big stupid guy. And another bloated. Oh, I want to know what love is. It's a vault-born tyrant. I don't think you want to attack. I'm going to be coming at you, brah. You are out of cards, man. You can't do anything. So he doesn't have any sort of special abilities. All right, let's start punching people in the face. I'm going to hold off a little bit. Green doesn't have a good board wipe situation, so I'm not too afraid of you. You do have the ability to do a super pump at some point. Problem is, I'm still 3 points bigger than you, and I almost don't care if it dies. I just don't care. And when I start talking smack like this, that's when I need to start worrying about things. People always got some sort of super combo going up. All right, you feel like blocking now? That is 13. I don't have the ability to pump it. I could do a Bramble Familiar and bring something cool back. I don't need to. I got everything cool in my hand. And 3 more life. All right, there you go. I just don't see you I can't even see you hitting me one more time. Yeah, dude, you're screwed. Good game. There we go. Victory! Alright, so we are with Ramp Smuggler. It was a Platinum Mythic deck. I like this one quite a bit. It wasn't the greatest deck in the world. A lot of the Platinum Mythic decks are not. You know, they've always got their drawbacks. Things don't always go their way, but it's about, you know, hitting maybe 60% of the time. And this deck usually does a pretty good job of getting that particular point. I kind of wish it had a little bit more creature control, like individual creature control. The lockdowns, I mean, this is great against swarm decks. Depopulate takes out your own guys, which is kind of a problem. Elvish Norn's kind of a one-off. But these guys are well within the range. You know, Spineward Armadillo, Tyrant, Stomper, all great. You know, I may put a little bit more white in here with direct creature removal that would try to dance around a little more. We'll see. Maybe we'll come back to this in the future. It's a good balanced deck. It has a good feel. It's one of my favorites I played. I mean, I guess I don't have much more to say. The big thing was that Smuggler Surprise. I think it was my favorite surprise card from this particular deck. I like because it gives all the creatures that you have the power of 4 or greater, hexproof and indestructible to a turn. Not just one creature, but all creatures. Every creature I have has a power of 4 or greater, which means that they all get to live. The only person that gets to suck it is Bramble Familiar. But because of the ramp, we get into Bramble Familiar's sorcery. It's a little adventure thing. Quite a bit. And we can keep pulling back other stuff all the time. So altogether, this deck plays well. Everything tends to come out. It's a strong deck. You know, it's not 100%, but it's still a very competitive deck as it is. Anyways, that's what made it one of my favorite decks of April 2024. Playing against ogt.jp. All right, let's get our Forsaken Miner. He can't buy his own beer. They sure is vicious as a 1-drop. Nobody's throat to go for. That guy, we'll go for his throat. No card draw for you. Let's get in there, Hasty. Yes! Ooh, that's what I love about this deck, is how it becomes aggro all of a sudden. He's going to try to pin one of those guys down. Nope, he doesn't care. Alright, Forsaken Miner. This is 10 right there. And we win! In your face, JP! Alright, we're looking at Skeleton Tribal. I can say I think this might have been the first deck I played of Thunder Junction, and it still is one of my favorites. Number one, it's Tribal. It's a Tribal deck. And it's Skeletons, which is something we've never really had before. And it's Aggro, which is what's so great about it. It's not, you know, because like the thing about aggro to me is it should have haste. That's not true. But this one does get haste as soon as you can get out those Corpses of the Lost. Man, I liked Corpses of the Lost before. It was my MVP card a bunch back before the set comes out. But now that we've got so many great skeletons we're playing with, Corpses of the Lost is fantastic. Because, yeah, that gives haste to all your skeletons. And we got a ton of skeletons. Which means as soon as we get to, like, mid-game, you know, like past turn 4, we can start putting out, you know, we can start playing a skeleton and Corpses of the Lost, giving like a lot of suddenly have 2 dudes coming in with haste, also pumping all your skeletons up with a bunch of synergy there. Man, this deck is fantastic. I know there's people playing Skeleton Tribal right now. It is one of the better decks in meta. I think it's still, but what makes it my favorite though is just the fact that it's the Tribal. Tribal, haste, aggro, it's all just so good. You don't even need to get to Gissa the Hellraiser, but she definitely makes things a lot better if you can afford the 5 to get her out. All right, so there you go. Skeleton Tribal, one of my favorite decks of April 2024. All right, we're playing against CyberSaber. am not a fan of the lack of mana. The worst part is having to sit here while this guy peruses my cards and has to read everyone. Da 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 da. Alright, our big problem here is that we don't have enough mana to play our cards. Put out a nice Thran Spider. What's nice about it is he's an artifact, which means that he has a hard time killing it with the cards that people are normally playing. We'll have 4 for artifact playing, as in 4 mana. Get another one out next turn, that'll get us up to 5. Not enough. I still need 2 red, unfortunately. That sucks. I can Lightning Helix at any time. We'll let this go. Go ahead and lose your 2 life there, suckerfish. You're not going to be able to protect him with black, I'll tell you that. You just want to draw a card? Good for you. It's the final showdown. Bow, 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 bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6. I need 9. I need red. Oh, I could attack with the guy, couldn't I? I could have put the anchorage out. All right, and still not getting the red that we need. Just a bunch of stupid land. 5, 6, 7. We don't have the 9. Nothing. All right, the lack of red mana is very disturbing. Look who it is, everybody. I'm just going to shoot this guy in the face. And there's red. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not enough, but I'm going to go for it. If I keep at least one of them alive, we can hulking metamorph on the next turn. I'd sacrifice it. That's all there's to it. I just look at the 2 guys. All right, I just got to keep them alive with the final showdown. At least one of them. He gets indestructible. What are you doing there, Sharky McPoop Pants? Did I need to not do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not enough. Doesn't matter, man. Going for one of the 3s, maybe? Looks like you're dead. It looks like you are dead. I hadn't even noticed. Victory! All right, so we are with Jeskai Simulacrum Batallion. Why did I like this deck? Because it has Skitterbeam Batallion in it. That's why. What was great about the rest of the deck? The fact that I could copy Skitterbeam Batallion. So I can have even more of them in play. And that maybe they would be even bigger. So, and then the fact that it had kind of like artifact ramp built into it made it so be able to just fly through it. Maybe be able to pay for the full price of the hulking morphling metamorph and the Skitterbeam Battalion at 9. It didn't work out tonight, but I've seen it happen before. And they'd be even bigger and even more prosperous and all over the place. And the fact that Simulacrum Synthesizer puts out dudes that are equal to the number of artifacts in play and you're putting out tons of them. Oh, this was an artifact swarm deck and it was fantastic. Yeah, no, it was an incredibly good deck. It's not finely tuned in the form that it is right now. I feel like it could be better. I think when I pointed it out before, the 2 cards I'd get rid of would be No More Lies and Soul Partition. There's definitely better things you could do. Possibly even some board wiping would be nice. Yeah, it'd be really nice as a matter of fact. Just because, yeah, things start to get a little hairy, but it's towards the end where you start throwing down that things are good. You need to kind of keep things a little, clean the board a little bit. We do have Final Showdown. Final Showdown costs 6 to be able to destroy all creatures. That's a little on the expensive side. Urza's in here. It seems like more of a distraction than anything else, but still, to me, it's all about Skitterbeam Battalion. All right, so anyways, basically Skitterbeam coming out, making billion copies of it. Yeah, that's why this deck is one of my favorites of April 2024. All right, we're playing against werc. Let's go blue. Let's go straight up with the Ginger Brute. Let's turn off the Goblin. What are we playing against here? We're playing against life gain, potentially. 2. He's not willing to give up the life gainer for this. You in shock? I don't understand what the big deal is there. All right, all in. All right, it's going to kill the knight. That was devastating. That was not great. All right, 3, let's Sentinel up. He birthed out what's essentially a nice baby for us. All right, let's take it in. Another baby. All right, he's down to 7. That was fantastic. We got those guys with 4 butts, which is pretty awesome. You just want to draw a card, huh? No guy. One. 2. And in we go. Let's see if we can give that guy some beef. Yeah, all right, there we go. And we're cool. All right, we can definitely block some flyers. He's just letting it go. He's picking up his third man. I have more beef. Nope, it's a land. We'll go with this then. Beef. Cool. Let's crew up. And here we go. Come on, we're attacking. I'm clicking like 4 billion times on the attack button. Alright, I think I get to discover for that. There we go. In your face, Johnny Be Good. Victory! Alright, so we are with Simic Aggro. And this was, what I like about this deck, number one, it's aggro. It's freaking aggro. And that's where you got to play today. I mean, you can't, mid-range I think is dead. You got to be playing control or you got to be playing aggro or some sort of, what am I trying to say, combo trick, right? Mid-range just doesn't do it any longer. So this deck is great because it is an aggro deck and you are throwing dudes out like crazy. People have to react to you. And this deck, because one thing I like about the Zoetic Glyph is that when it dies, you get a Discover, which gets even more dudes out. Everything you have is 3 or less. So you're going to be bringing something back. And a lot of it is pretty decent. So yeah, that's what I like about this deck. It's aggro. It's not red. It's not white. It's Simic of all colors. And there's a lot of good evasion, and Zoetic Glyph is able to make good use of that evasion. Because when you turn those artifacts into the 5/4, you know, it might already have the ability to become unblockable, or it might be totally unblockable. Maybe, I guess it wouldn't have flying, because you can't make that Gazan an artifact. But still, you're able to do a lot of great stuff with it. Cryptic Coat, so good. So good. Still, you know, it's like you got a lot of that grow and show kind of situation in here. You can turn Myrixes into something awesome. That's what Fantastic do. Altogether, I think this is a fantastic deck, and that's why it was one of my favorite decks of April 2024. All right, so there we go. That was my top 5 favorite decks. You know, I got to say that in reality, it's really hard to say. My 2 favorite decks were probably the Simic Aggro. I like the fact that they were evasive while being aggro at the same time. Plus, you got those cool new blue cards that pump your artifacts up to super big abilities. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. And then the second one was the Simulacrum Batallion. Now, I thought that Simic Aggro probably was the better of the decks. It had a more reliable win rate. But when Simulacrum Batallion started going crazy on making multiple Skitter Beam Battalions, oh, that was so glorious. Just getting those combos to trip off. Man, that was well worth anything I was going on there. If I had to pick number 3 deck, it would be Skeleton Tribal, just because it was so consistent, it was very powerful, and it was tribal. Man, that was good. That just leaves Toxic Black Flying and Ramp Smuggler at the 4 and 5 slot. Whatever. They were still great decks. They did a good job. They were well worth playing. I thought it was good. I had a lot of fun. So anyways, there you go. There's my top 5 decks. If you decide to play with those decks, I hope that you have as much fun as I did. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.